All right. Hello and welcome to our TED Talk at LaunchX. Our first speaker today is going to be Aryan Misra. He will be talking about the topic of mental health amongst a bunch of teens. He's been working on this for the last few half years and things like that. Since COVID-19 with 10th boards, he's been able to kind of have to deal with his own personal headaches in high school, and he doesn't want anyone to go through that. So he wants to kind of make people aware of what's happening and what's going on, and try to inform people about the struggles of high schoolers. So take us away.
Good morning, everyone, or evening or afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. And at this point, I can with an almost guarantee say that you are either a high schooler, you know a high schooler, or in some way or form are related to normal high school, right? That's not a very crazy assumption to make. But what is crazy is to imagine how none of the high schoolers have seen their basically where they're supposed to be going to school for like a whole year. So if that is so crazy, what have we been up to? Uh, what has the average high schooler done since COVID? Um, and now, if you ask any high schooler, one common trend they see would be them saying they have procrastinated. And honestly, nobody likes online high school. All of us thought it was going to be super fun, right? 2 weeks of not going to school, just chilling with friends, doing nothing. But what went wrong? Now, it's very interesting to look at that data shows that 95% of students admit to procrastinating. And they're just imagining it is surreal. A whole demographic of students across the whole world, not even just related to a country, across the whole world, procrastinate together as one. And as a high schooler myself, uh, let me try and show you what we do, how we do it, and what we do, and why we do what we do, right? So I whipped up like a super quick presentation because I was procrastinating, super late to the talk, definitely. And I'll just share my screen. Let's get right into it. TED presentation made with procrastination. Uh, oops. Okay. Uh, this is this is awkward, but I mean, honestly, this is probably the most realistic representation of what I personally did, what my friends did, and what practically most people I know have done since the beginning of COVID till now, right? We, our quality of work has gone severely down, and multiple reasons for that. Uh, Let me start off with a story, right? And this is probably something all of us can relate to. At the beginning of COVID, lockdown happened, 2 weeks of not going to high school. Everyone's super hyped up. Nobody has to study. We can even cheat for all we know, right? We're supposed to be at the top of our game academically, sports wise, probably not that much, but we're supposed to be super happy at that point. But and I think everyone faced this uh, very productive period, right? Where all of us were super productive, did all of our work. It was like life was on 20 energy drinks and it was going dancing, and we were at the top of our game. And probably that was the peak of how COVID was going to be like for our students. Everything went downhill from there. What happened? Now, a lot of people might call it burnouts, right? Just we're at the top, and then suddenly just no motivation to do work. And it just becomes that much easier when you're online, because not wanting to feel like attend class, let's just leave the meeting. Who's gonna care? uh, Feeling stressed because of homework, don't do it, don't submit it, nobody can check on you. And I think that's where things started going wrong. leaving meetings that Leaving meetings to not attend classes just was uh, just was a statement of our attention span also going down. uh, Again, going back to what the numbers say, uh, it shows that our attention span, which was already super low, it was like 12 seconds, has gone down to 8 seconds. that is sad, but I mean, uh it is something we have to recognize. It's something severe, and it is affecting us. On top of that, not meeting our friends, that's definitely a bummer. This social isolation has affected us in so many ways. Our mental health is probably not at the best place because of that, because we haven't met a lot of people physically for such a long time, right? We've been stuck maybe over Discord, over Zoom, and that doesn't provide the same human interaction. We're social creatures. Inherently are social creatures, and we need that human interaction to thrive in our environment. That's our habitat, you could say, our ecosystem. And we have been, to put it crudely, displaced from that, and we are seeing severe effects from it. On top of that, again, let me talk about my friends, myself. None of us are sleeping till 3, studying, wasting time, procrastinating, a general theme everywhere, right? Sleep is a very big issue. None of us get sleep. Uh, and people are tired all the time. And there are people who sleep all day and are tired all the time. They're not getting their work done. Assignments are piling up. There is so much stress, so much anxiety related to all the stuff you need to do, so many commitments you need to attend to. And for a person who's not been exposed to the real world, see how the world works, and this is probably the first time a lot of us are encountering something like this, right? And this has definitely affected us in so many manners. We are so lethargic. And if I just pull up some data again, um, in our own school, the school I attend in India, 1 in 4 teenagers show signs of having anxiety. This is just so severe, right? All over the world, they say that 1 in 3 teenagers show signs of anxiety. And this is such a shocking statistic. And it's even crazier to imagine that we might be one of them. We might not even know, but we might be one of them, right? And it's definitely time uh, to acknowledge this. And when we acknowledge this, the next step is to do something about it, right? And this very interesting trend is also seen in something similar. You might not think about it. Is startups, right? Super excited. Uh, you have an idea, and then you get a block, and as people like to call it, the trough of sorrow. You're so low for like such a long time, and then something clicks, and then the pivoting happens, and then finally, uh, you feel emotionally better, and your startup picks up basically, right? And it's finally successful, you could say. uh, and that's probably what we should be trying to do with our life, because if you look at it, our life is our own personal startup. It's our own business. It's something we have to work on, something we have to invest in, and really hope that by the end of it, it clicks and we're successful. We're finally at a good place. So um if I had to give one recommendation, it would probably be to pivot your own startup, to pivot your own life, and hope for the best, and really go head first into whatever you're facing and come out on top. And by the end of it, we might have gone through a lot, but that journey would only have made us stronger. And by the end of it, we'll be at a good place. It'll all get over soon. And hopefully that happens when schools open up in like next 2 months. Stressed about that, but yes.